What were we going about?
Nazis built the pyramids, the aliens started the Holocaust. It's just...
We're talking about serial killers today. They're ghosts.
It's only going to get worse from here. Oh man, you know what? I'm going to say this right now, guys. Do not be going to fucking Rent-A-Center errands or any of that kind of shit and trying to buy the hottest, newest thing and thinking that you're getting a good deal, because you're actually paying a lot more for it in the long run. Just what you would be spending each week to pay on that fucking thing, save that up yourself, and within a month and a half, you can go buy that thing that you want.
Yeah, for real. Patience. People, patience.
For real. And don't be fucking falling for all these, like, oh, payday now loan apps and shit. Like, trust me, you'll be paying a lot more on the interest, and you're not going to be standing in a grocery line fucking filing that shit out. People tell you get the fuck out the way.
Oh, yeah.
You're holding them up.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, welcome everybody to The Calling Couple. I'm your host, Gage, along with my beautiful and lovely, wonderful co-host,
Sage.
And today we are going to be talking about some traumatic shit, but it will be fun. It will be a good time. So let's...
Traumatic shit.
Let's get into that. But before we do, if you've been liking our videos, please leave us that thumbs up. And if you've been enjoying them, please leave us a comment down below. What is your favorite thing that we have talked about? We only ask you that because we're trying to build our algorithm up for everybody else to see it as well. So if you do leave that comment, make sure that you hit that subscribe so you can be enjoying more episodes that are coming out later when they drop, and make sure that you hit that notification bell so you are notified when it happens. If you want to leave more in-depth conversation, you can leave us an email at the callingcouplepod@gmail.com, and we can talk to you over there. But you can also follow us on Instagram and our TikTok. So let's go ahead and get into this fucking episode.
Yeah, you fucking hate having to do that every time.
Every goddamn time.
And I'm over here just like,
Next time you're doing it.
Yeah, damn it. I shouldn't have said anything.
So today we're going to be talking about childhood traumas and fears and irrational fears of, like, what scared the living shit out of you that made no sense now that you're an adult. And I'm going to start.
Irrational.
I'm going to start. So...
I'm sure at the time it was rational.
Oh, at the time it was very rational. I thought it was going to really fucking happen.
Okay,
but
well,
it was to be in the deep end of a pool thinking a shark was going to get me.
That is so rational.
I mean, it was completely irrational. But in my mind, as a kid, very imaginative. Like, I could be out in the rivers of Oregon and swim not thinking about a shark. Even though bull sharks can swim through those fucking rivers. They've been caught in those rivers. And I'm just sitting here just like in a swimming pool full of chemicals, just like, shark's going to come out. They got a secret gate somewhere. They're going to let the shark out at any time.
A secret gate? Yeah. Oh my God.
I did. Every time I was just like, Even now, I still do it. We went over to the Don's pool, and I was just like, I wish we had a gate so I can let the shark out to scare all the kids, you know, like, and oh shit, I'll scare myself.
I'm scaring myself.
I mean, we've been at the beaches of Bahamas, and they had no shark net out there, and I still got out there.
You were scared shitless, but you were out there, man, because you had to make sure I was safe because I was pregnant.
Yeah, because I was sitting there just like, there's no shark nets, there's broken glass everywhere.
The thing is that there was a net. It's just there was like no net on it.
Yeah.
There was a rope going across that was supposed to be a net, but it had been cut along the bottom, so anything could swim underneath it.
And the most famous sharks to be out there in the Bahamas was the tiger shark, which are the fucking garbage cans of the world, man. Of the ocean.
I'm like 100% sure we would have seen it coming with that freaking crystal clear glass water.
No, you wouldn't have. That's the beauty of the tiger shark, is that their stripes actually help them camouflage, looking like ripples of the water. It's fucking crazy. But so yeah, no, that was one of my irrational fears growing up. Was that like, I remember when people used to tell me as a kid, like, I had a huge fear of spiders. I'm getting better on it now, but I used to have a massive fear of spiders, and I remember somebody traumatizing me so bad that they were just like, you know how many spiders you eat in your sleep?
Yeah,
like when you wake up and you have that little bump on your tongue, it's because they bit you trying to get out. You what? I did not want to sleep after that. I was like, where the fuck are you? Where the fuck are you? Now, I mean, whether that's true or not, I don't know.
It's not.
I still don't know if that's true.
Myth. It's not true.
But I'm just like, they drink my spit? What?
No, they don't.
Oh my god, it's so weird.
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
I know.
It's not true.
But it did. It got me really good. That person, I can't remember who told me that, but it fucked me up for a good while.
I remember the spider thing being a huge... Like, you eat so many spiders in your sleep, like 6 spiders a night. No. That's not true.
Was there any of yours that you were just like...
I don't think any of mine were irrational. You know?
Yeah, but not... Okay, like, being an adult now, looking back on it, like, that was kind of...
I mean, I have one very similar to yours. It was the deep end of a pool, but of a certain pool. And it was, that end of the pool was so deep.
Mm-hmm.
But I was little, so it probably wasn't that deep. But there was kind of stuff floating from the drain.
Mm-hmm.
And I was pretty sure it was hair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or algae, or something gross like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was pretty sure it was the Grudge's hair. And it was going to grab me and pull me underwater.
That little...
Yeah. I was pretty sure that was her hair, and it was going to come and grab my ankle and pull me under, and I was going to drown. So I had a fear of drowning.
Well, yeah, I mean...
But that's not irrational. Drowning, but the thing hurt that... It being hair to pull me underwater, that was irrational.
Oh, man, you know what? Another traumatic thing that everybody is traumatized by is that fucking Final Destination 2, where the logging truck.
Mm-hmm.
How did the sequel outdo the first one on actually giving us fucking trauma? Everybody trauma.
Because that was fucking scary.
Because it was so realistic of an actual plausibility of things that has happened.
It was so traumatic. Other movies used that in their movies, like The Descent.
Mm-hmm.
They used that.
Well, there was even an article about a guy being impaled from a logging truck because the chain snapped. Let me try to find it here. Say, go ahead and tell another story or another irrational fear of yours.
Irrational. Okay. What was something I was super scared of? Oh. Oh no. I still have this one though. I have an irrational fear of untreated wood.
Oh yeah. Oh man.
Like popsicle sticks and all that kind of I don't know. I don't know. I would consider it a fear because like I have a fear type reaction when it comes to it. So I have a intolerance to untreated woods. I don't know how to describe it other than untreated. Like whatever a popsicle stick is, I know that it is treated because it's, pressed wood and all that kind of stuff. Like I can touch a tree, like a normal tree outside, I can touch that just fine.
Not the insides of it, because if I handed you a log, you're like, oh, I can touch the bark. But if you touch the inside...
It feels different.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like wood is weird.
So here, all right. So real quick, I found an article. This is very recent. This is, oh my God, just a few days ago that this happened. Driver, passenger killed in crash involving a log truck on US 301 in Bradford County, Florida.
Yeah, it was a crash though. That's not a piece of wood came off and fucking impaled somebody.
Okay. Attempt to make a left turn. Okay, so yeah, they did. They came and hit the trailer.
Yeah, it was an actual crash, not a chain snaps, fucking impales driver.
Driver killed by load falls
off
logging.
Logging truck. When load falls off.
All right, this is last year in November. I think I kind of heard of this story. Oh my God.
It won't let you.
I hate these fucking websites. All right, so...
You have to read through the screen. No.
Oh, okay,
scribble.
okay. Crash happened on October 30th when a load logs
truck struck a railroad overpass on... I'm not reading that name.
Oh, wow. Okay, so basically they...
Oh, it shows you the picture. Okay.
This logging truck was trying to get through a bridge that they were not... Yeah. Or an underpass that they were not at the right height for.
Yeah.
And it knocked some logs off, killing people behind it.
Dang.
That's probably more scarier than the fucking Final Destination one.
Sadly, I bet that shit happens a lot, too.
Miriam Atterbury, 44, was driving south on Marvin
Parkway when she reached a railroad overpass about the same time as a northbound 18-wheeler hauling a load of logs.
Just
keep scrolling down.
Opelika police said the news release. Okay, I hate God.
Okay, there you go. The logs struck the railroad overpass, causing them to be dislodged from the trailer, police said in a series of posts on Facebook.
Wow. So yeah, she was killed because, and yet again, this is the fucking failure of the truck driver on this one because.
Well, if that picture of the underpass, if that was an actual picture.
Of the bridge?
Yeah, of the actual bridge that got hit.
Yeah, there was no sign.
There was no height register on it.
Yeah, there was no height registered, but if you're still not sure, you're supposed to stop, get out, and look. And I know some truckers are like, I ain't fucking stop doing all that. Well, this is why. This is why you have to stop and look. Yeah, it's not about your driving skills or any of that shit. It's about making sure that the people that are around you are going to be safe, or you're going to be safe yourself. Because, man, I've seen some videos during my CDL training and shit of people making the simplest mistake, get killed, and it was not even the driver's fault, or it was the driver's fault. It just depends on the situation. But just remember, you're in a big fucking rig. Take your time. Be careful. Oh, all right. Woo. I said, woo. Fucking got my CDL coming out of me over there.
Yeah, well, I saw that.
And I don't
that class gave you trauma.
Man, I can't even fucking use it no more. My arm won't let me.
I'm so sorry.
That's what sucks is I spent all that time trying to get my CDL and now I can't even fucking use it because I can't drive with this arm. All right, so I digress. Let's go back into the episode of Irrational Fears. So let's see what a good list of fears and anxieties of childhood and see what would be. See if we got anything that we hear that we're just like, oh, I got one. Sage, do you want to read off the list here of fears during the school years?
Snakes and spiders, storms and natural disasters, being home alone, fear of a teacher who's angry, scary news or TV shows, injury, illness, doctors, shots, or death, fear of failure and rejection. Those are all very rational fears. Yeah. I'm like, none of those are irrational.
Well, okay. Living here in Oklahoma, I will say this, that storms are very real, but as a mind of a child, they can become very irrational.
They can. I get that. I do. But the reason they are so irrational in children is because it's not because of their minds. In a way it is. But it's because of their instincts. Because all they have is their instincts, right?
Yeah.
And their instincts say those things are bad things. Like if a storm's going on and all that, instinctually they know, find shelter, get safe, and adrenaline starts pumping through them. Their mind does not know why their body is reacting this way. Mm-hmm. And that's scary. That's scary.
No, yeah.
Because they feel their body instinctually reacting to something. And they don't know why their body is instinctually reacting to that. So that's what is the scary part.
Yeah, I mean, so I get that. I really do. Because, like, growing up, I remember, God, did you ever have that thought when you were in school and you had to do the tornado drill where we all go out in the hallway? Okay, so for those that don't live in areas with tornadoes, in school, when we're little kids, we're taught this is to everybody stand up, calmly go out into the hallway, and get into a very tight-knit, close proximity line, down on your knees, put your head down on the floor, hands over your top of your head. That is the actual tornado drill that we have to do.
We would just go sit in the locker rooms.
Well, we didn't have the locker rooms, like, and all that kind of, like, we did, but our class was so far away, it was get in the hallway in there. So I remember one time doing a drill back when I was in elementary school, and I remember the thought that came through my mind, and it was, holy crap, hopefully this is not like Twister, because this is right after Twister came out, right? And
most irrational fears come from movies.
Oh yeah, and I was just like, hopefully we don't get Sisters, where it just picks up the school and takes us away and throws us somewhere else, and my mom can't get to me. And
oh no!
Yeah, like I had a lot of irrational fears.
You thought the whole school was gonna go in one piece.
Yeah, like Wizard of Oz, my ass somewhere else. Take me to Candyland.
Poor baby Gage.
I know, man. I did. I had a lot of irrational fears, and I don't know why, but I did. I do remember that one. That was one of my... I just happen to remember it because of the Twister movie. Which, by the way, they're coming out with a sequel, and
Twisters.
I'm not really sure how it's gonna be, but we'll see. We shall see. Okay, so the next one. Did you ever have an angry teacher that you were just like, God, I don't want to be around them?
Yes.
Which one?
Everybody did.
Every
year you have one.
Mm.
Every year you would have one teacher that you're just like, ugh, this fucking dude.
Dude, okay, so not really going on traumatizing fears, but a little side story of whenever I was in third grade.
When I was in third grade?
Yeah.
Treated me like a criminal.
So
because I killed somebody.
All right, now that that's out of you.
I had to finish it.
Okay, so when I was in third grade, I remember coming to school, and we had the elementary here, and then the junior high across the street from us, and I remember my class happened to go to the fucking junior high. I was like, what the hell happened? Well, come to find out, the AC unit above our class blew up and caught on fire. And it happened to catch right on fire above my desk and my buddy Tommy's desk. Like, because we sat right by each other. And that's like when we went back into the classroom as they were still fixing it a week later, we could see where the flames came through. And we're like, huh.
We would have died.
Yeah, so we had to spend a week over at the fucking junior high, and that fucking sucked because they were all mean to us. We were like, we don't even know we don't even want to be here.
We don't even know what's going on. We're just little babies.
But yeah, that was one of my little side stories of that, and that teacher was actually all right. I don't think I had a mean teacher until at least junior high.
I have a lot of school stories.
Okay, so what about, okay, scary news or TV shows. Do you know what TV show scared the crap out of me as a kid, but I still watched it all the goddamn time, and I know a lot of millennials did?
What?
Tales of the Crypt.
Oh, yeah, I didn't watch that.
Oh, man, Tales of the Crypt scared the shit out of me when I was a kid. I mean, the host of it was just so scary.
Yeah, the rotten body dude. Ugh. I'm pretty sure that's why I didn't watch it.
Yeah, or we had Are You Afraid of the Dark? And
Ooh. Oh, okay. I got one. Scary TV shows or news and all that. I got one finally. The Dark Crystal.
Oh, man,
Those fucking scary ass puppets. Hail to the Nizzy. Couldn't do it. The fucking things were terrible. I'm gonna throw up. So ugly. Ugh.
What about that old cartoon, All Real Monsters?
I don't know what that is.
You don't remember All Real Monsters?
I gotta pull up a picture for me. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'll pull it up.
Monsters. There's a lot of weird old movies where live action and then they make puppets with them too. Mm-hmm. Oh no, I liked that show.
Yeah.
I liked that.
That was still creepy as shit.
When they did live action and puppets and they mixed them together when we were kids, for some reason they always made the puppets really gross.
Yeah. And
I couldn't do that. If they were live action puppets back in the early 2000s, they were disgusting and they scared the shit out of me. And anything before the 2000s, no, I'm not watching it at all because scary. Scary puppets.
There was really not a lot of guidelines and restrictions for what us kids were allowed to see back then. I mean, Goosebumps pushed the fucking limit with their show, where like there was.
Was there anything from Goosebumps that like permanently made you scared of things?
Yes, I got a big rational fear of claustrophobia from The Mask.
The Mask one got me too. I was scared of masks getting stuck to my face forever.
That one really got me when I was. It's still like I don't like being trapped now because of. I believe it's from that stems from that episode because, having that be stuck on your face and you can't get it off and oh fuck yeah that one got me good as a kid.
Yeah, that one got me pretty good too.
The Ghost Next Door, that was a good one. I really enjoyed that. But now I'm just rambling on Goosebumps.
Yeah, now we're just goose rambling.
Ooh, Slappy scared the fuck out of me.
No, see, I get Slappy and then Dead Silent mixed up. So
Well, I believe Dead Silent was inspired from Slappy because that was too similar. But, I mean, Slappy was still scary as shit. Like, seeing the doll fucking run around. Although, we grew up with Chucky, too.
Yeah, I was just like, no, I like dolls. I like scary dolls, so no.
Well, yeah,
Isn't that weird? Can't handle puppets. But dolls are great. I love dolls.
So what? Oh, wait, did you watch Puppet Master when you were little?
Oh my god. That's what it is.
I love Puppet Master.
I like it too. I like it now. But damn, it scared the shit out of me. That's what it was. It must have been that. No, it was the Dark Crystal. Dark Crystal is what it is. Puppet Master is like real close to dolls.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, it did scare the shit out of me. It really did. But I can watch it just fine now. I still can't watch Dark Crystal. Things are nasty. I'll never look at them again. You play that movie on my TV, I'm gonna break it.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny though, because a lot of like my genre of peoples, right?
Mm-hmm.
They all love the Dark Crystal.
Oh my goodness, the list here of fears during preschool years: the dark, noises at night, masks, monsters and ghosts, animals such as dogs.
Well,
wait, are we still stuck on preschool fears to this day?
We were talking about preschool. No, people. What they mean by masks is not wearing them, but other people wearing them.
Oh, okay.
Hidden identity, pretty much.
Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, that's a good one. That's a rational fucking fear. I mean, I'm still like that to this day.
Yeah, I'm like, who doesn't have hidden identity fears?
Yeah, I mean, I can see you walk up with one of those medical masks, and I'm just like, I should shoot you.
Straight up.
I gotta shoot you.
I know, isn't that weird? Like people are just like supposed to be walking around with masks on now, and you're just like, are you not robbing a bank?
I remember seeing that one post of a guy wearing a mask into a gun shop, and they're like, you need to take that off. And he was like, no, I'm protecting myself from COVID. And he's like, sir, the only people that wear masks in here are people that are coming in to rob us, and we don't allow masks in this store. Take it off. He didn't want to take it off, so they told him to leave. And it was just like,
you have a right to protect yourself outside of the shop. And like when we have the right to refuse service, so if you're gonna want your right to protect yourself, you're gonna protect yourself right out of this store.
Yeah, because they were just like, well, I mean, everywhere else I gotta wear a mask and all, and it's like, sure,
this is not a safe place to do that.
Yeah.
This is a fucking gun shop.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. And it wasn't, I don't know if it was a medical mask or if it was some other kind of mask, but I mean, it was just one that, yeah, there's some places you just don't have to wear a mask, or if you come in, you take it off for a second for them to see you and all that kind of stuff. But most time, yeah, you can wear a mask, but some places it's just not smart to do it at. Was there any other ones that you have or that we know of our children having that is...
Oh yeah. We have kids, so I'll tell you some that they have. They both have the irrational version of the dark. Mm-hmm. But they have the semi-irrational kind of rational thought of someone breaking into the house.
Yes, that is actually one of them.
I'm okay for that. I'm okay for them to have that one, even though it is kind of irrational with how safe our home is. But I'm okay with them having that one.
Right.
Their reaction is not nice. I don't like that. Because the other day they thought someone broke into the house, and so they were both curled up on the bed, like panicking. And I went into the room to ask them a question, and I opened the door and I said, "Hey, girls," and they both started screaming. And I'm like, What happened? And they're like, "We thought someone broke into the house, and it was dark, and we didn't know what to do." I'm just like, we have talked so much about what to do when you think someone's broken into the house, and y'all just curled up on the bed? Like, what the heck? Mm-hmm. And they're just like, "Oh, we panicked." I'm like, "Why didn't you come to the room?" You're like, "Because we would have to go out there." I'm just like, "Oh my God. Why didn't you bang on the fucking wall or something?" Like, we literally, our bedrooms are wall to wall to each other. Just, like, knock on the fucking wall and I would have heard you. But yeah, no, they just panicked. They did nothing that we taught them to do. So we're gonna have to go through some shit with them again.
Yep. I mean,
another one is injuries.
Mm-hmm. That's actually a very common one that I've been seeing. Yes,
the youngest one gets bloody noses pretty easy, and she just is pretty sure she's dead. You know. Mm-hmm. Like, just a little trickle of blood out of her nose, and she's just like, ah, 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 ah. And I'm just like, whoa, easy.
Yeah, she does get really overdramatic and all that kind of stuff when it comes down to that kind of. Like, I'm just like, baby girl, you'll be fine. But I think it's because she knows that you've broken bones, Sissy's broken bones, and I've broken bones, that she's kind of gained that fear of...
It's her turn to...
Yeah, she's like, really when is it going to happen? And it's like, it's not that bad. I mean, you know, it's okay. Just.
I was thinking... who was theorizing? I'm gonna get a little meta on us real quick. About like somebody trying to explain your true, most irrational fear even as an adult, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever it is explains how you died in a previous life.
Oh, yeah, that whole theory.
Yeah.
Like what you're afraid of right now.
Your most irrational fear is probably why, or how, something to do with how you died in a previous life. Like, I think I got impaled by a piece of wood. Or I got a splinter in me, like swallowed a splinter or something and got infected. Or punctured something internally, maybe. Something. I think something wood-related happened to me. No, I'm not joking.
No,
you're laughing. I'm serious.
I'm laughing, but...
I think our youngest bled to death.
No.
That's her irrational fear. So I'm thinking that had to be what happened. She had to have bled to death or something.
No, it's just...
You got bit by a spider.
Don't fucking put that... Why?
No, in a previous life.
Look, I know exactly where my fear of spiders came from, and it's a very common one for most people, is the movie Arachnophobia. Okay, that movie fucking scared the shit out of me.
So what's your most irrational one that you just really can't explain?
Well, you know, it's not really irrational because there's so many people who actually have it, and it's being in water where you can't see around you and you can't feel the bottom.
Oh, that's a really normal one.
It really is, but it's irrational to think of what's going to touch me. You know, like, I could be at a fucking lake with no running streams into it, anything like that, and have a fucking Shark Night moment where somebody put sharks into the lake trying to fucking become rich and famous.
I'm sorry, but that actually is a very common one.
Yes, in some areas of the country. But
no, I mean like...
Oh.
People have that thought.
Oh, no, I know. But to me, it's still irrational of something bad's actually going to fucking happen out of it instead of just a fish bumping into my leg.
Yeah.
I'm going to sit there and be like, oh my God, there's a gator. There's an alligator in here. So, yeah, no, I take rational fears and come up with irrational thoughts because my brain still never stops imagining. It still never fucking shuts the goddamn up.
Oh no, your mind does not.
It doesn't.
It goes wild. It goes wild. It's wilding all the time.
All the time. I mean, it makes it hard for me to finish a project because I'll get started on something and all of a sudden my brain's like, "Oh, do this."
It's called ADHD.
It's rough. But yeah, no, that I think, especially if you have ADHD, I really think that your rational fears become very extremely irrational because your mind is constantly thinking and it comes up with the worst case scenarios of the worst of stuff. Mm-hmm. And you're just like, how the fuck did I get here?
Yeah, how did I get here with just that one thing?
Blueberry pancakes. You know, like it's fucking weird, but yeah, your irrational fears become very, very irrational if you have ADHD. I'm just saying. What are we talking about? Because I've lost myself. Where were we?
Yeah.
Huh?
I spaced out.
All right. So, yeah, my being in water, like when we went to a good example is like when we went to the Gulf of Alabama, the Gulf Shores. Oh my God, yeah.
I already know what you're gonna talk.
Okay, look, I already have.
I'm so glad I did not go out there with you guys because my pregnant whale of an ass would have fucking fallen over and have been under the water, and your ass would not have saved me.
No, it wouldn't have.
No, you wouldn't have.
I'd be like, I lost my wife.
You would have. I was so pregnant. I'm so glad I did not go out there.
But so, like, I do have a fear of sharks. I still do. Even though I fucking love sharks. I love learning about them. I love doing all this and that. But I still have a fear of sharks.
That's why you did such study. Mm-hmm. And then you fell in love with them.
Yeah, I do. I mean, I love sharks and all that kind of stuff. But, like, I still have an issue. I really need to embrace my fear and go cage diving one of these years to get it the fuck over with.
You know why I will not ever do that? Is because that also touches on my other fear.
Oh yeah. But like, so
drowning.
we were in the Gulf Shores on the beach of Alabama, and we're just having a good time. Like, everybody was having a good time, but the water down there is like brownish black. All right,
yeah.
So it's
the tide was low too,
and it's so hard to see anything. Now, I'm pushing myself to go out in the water and all that, and I'm going like, okay, I got up to my ankles, so now let's go a little further, and I got up there to where I was not able to touch, and I just started like panicking of, nope, no thank you, I'm getting the fuck out of here, and all this and that. Now, it was because I had a fear of sharks. Are you talking about the time that we went to Biloxi, Mississippi?
Yes, that's the thing I'm laughing at.
Okay, so
that's what I'm laughing at.
Okay, so another story where we went to Biloxi, Mississippi this time. And
I remember that the first story what you're talking about was when you got to that little the shelf.
The drop off.
And you just walked off of it, and you're like, no.
Yep.
No, I don't even have that fear.
I was Marlin in Finding Nemo. I was like,
I like deep water. I don't have that irrational fear of deep water, but I did that too. I was like, oh, you know what? back up there. Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
The story about Biloxi, Mississippi, the reason why you were laughing so hard.
Yeah, tell the story. All
right, so here's the setting. It was all of us. It was a family reunion, so we had everybody out there. And
this is why I was laughing so hard.
So, it's very stormy, overcast, ready to rain and all that kind of stuff.
And the water is way out.
Well, yeah, the water's way out, but it's fucking black. It is black water. Like, it was straight up black. You could not see. Like, when you got into the water, you could have your hand 3 inches from the surface and barely be able to see it. Like, it was black.
Oh, also, since we're all from Oklahoma, we're not used to seeing mud that color.
Yeah.
So, literally, to us, that's black. We're used to our red mud water, you know? Not whatever Mississippi's black mud is. That's disgusting.
Yeah. So me, Dad, and my sister-in-law decided to walk out in the water. But we were like, you know what? The pier that we were next to, it goes out there a good fucking ways.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, we'll walk as far as the pier or until we start to fall off, just to kind of go out and relax. So we start walking, and I mean, we're keeping up. Like, we're still like low waist, halfway out to where the pier is.
Like so shallow.
Yeah, and then we kept going, and finally we started getting up to the chest. As we get up to the chest, my sister-in-law goes, something just bumped me. And I immediately was like, shut the fuck up. Yeah. That is not funny. Don't be doing that shit.
It's not funny. You fucking say that. I'm in the ocean.
And even Dad, I didn't realize Dad had this fear either until this moment, because he was like, that's not funny. Don't be doing that shit. And I was like, okay, cool. And she's just like, she was so adamant, but she's was like, okay, I'm not going to say anything.
I'm joking. I am not joking.
Yeah, so now we're past the pier and still chest deep. And like, we get a good, like, almost 75 yards away from the pier before it actually got up to our neck. And we're like, holy shit.
I didn't know you guys got all the way to the neck. I thought you guys just got chest deep.
No. We got all the way up to the neck. And then all of a sudden, we see a fin come out of the water. And we were just like, oh, fuck. And we started, like, frantically trying to get back and shit.
Panic. Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
That's exactly what you do.
And we fucking kept going. And finally, all of a sudden, we see this dolphin come up next to us, like, we're like,
guys?
We're like, you son of a bitch. And the guys on the pier are fucking rolling because they watched the whole goddamn thing happen. They're just sitting there just like, yeah, you thought it was a shark, didn't you? Fuck you would too, motherfucker.
Like, you guys thought it was a fucking shark till you saw the dolphin head.
Yep, so she wasn't lying when something bumped her, but at the same time, we were like, well, Dad wanted to get out. I was like, Dad, if there's dolphins here, there ain't going to be no sharks. Like, we're good because they just don't get along. And he was like, well, but like, that's where I was like, Dad, it's all right, man. If there's dolphins around, we're good. I mean, we're all right. He was like, no, I'm fucking done. I need to go change my shorts, and I need to.
I wonder if he actually did shit himself.
Wouldn't know in that water.
No, you wouldn't. You really wouldn't. Wasn't there like a freaking like tube going out into the water?
Oh, I don't know.
A metal tube that went from the beach into the water, and that was why. Yes, there was, because that's why I wasn't getting in. Because I'm just like, I'm pregnant, and I don't know what's in that water. I am not like exposing my child to that, you know, to that chemical infested black ass fucking water with a fucking drain pipe coming out into it.
Yeah. But if you guys ever want to go to that spot, it's down in Biloxi, Mississippi, right next to the Hard Rock Cafe Hotel, where the pier is. You can go right to that exact same spot that we did and see if you run into sharks or dolphins or whatever.
Gators.
Yeah, get the gators.
The gator farm was really fun, though.
Oh, yeah, the gator farm was really fun. But we're not going to be talking about that. I mean,
come on. That was so fun.
Here's an irrational fear then. All right, this will go on the irrational fear. It's same trip.
Losing your wife off the side of the boat.
Yep.
Because that was your irrational fear.
Yes, it really was. So when you were pregnant with our first child, we went on a cruise ship, had fun, all this and that, came back and met up with the rest of the family for a family vacation over in Biloxi, Mississippi. So we did the swimming day, but then the next day, everything started clearing up. It started looking nice. And we were like, hey, let's go to the gator farm to take a fan boat ride and all that kind of stuff. So much fun.
So
right?
excited. It was a fucking blast.
Yeah. And so we decide to do it. And the same sister-in-law that was doing the whole something bump me.
Yeah.
So we all go in. We get pictures taken with baby crocodiles and shit. And we're sitting there just having a good time. And then we were trying to make it out to the pathway to the boat. And this pathway is fucking narrow. I mean, it's like 3 feet by, just 3 feet wide. And the railing was only like 3.5 feet tall. So, and there's signs posted every 2 feet saying "Do not lean over railing." And we're down there by the fan boat waiting to go in, and there's this like 2 women and a child behind us, and we're like, "Hey, you guys go ahead of us. We got a big group. You go ahead of us and all." They're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And so as we're sitting there waiting for the fan boat guy to get up there, all of a sudden, my sister-in-law, she's just like, "Look at that gator over there, leaning
like
way over the railing." And then I just happen to look down and go, "Look at that one right below you staring at you." And dude, I'm telling you, that thing was fucking close.
Yeah, it was like literally. You brought it in here, you little shit muncher.
Get rid of it.
Give me the toy. Sorry. So he was leaning over, like I was standing there too. She was leaning right over it, and like literally, like you said, there's freaking signs everywhere saying not to fucking lean over.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was so funny. And she was like leaning over it, like chest over it, with hand pointed as far extended as she could. Like she was like pretty much half her body laying over this freaking bridge area, just pointing at this crocodile, right? Crocodiles, right? Alligators. Oh my god. Alligators, and was pointing at this big fucking fat one, and all that. And she's like, "Oh my god, look how fat that one is!" And then you're like, "Yeah, look at that one directly underneath you." And this thing's just like bubbling the water and all that kind of stuff. Just looking at her like, "Oh yeah, is that arm for me?"
Yeah, and that's where she was like, "Oh, it can't get me." I'm like, "No, they actually can jump."
That thing can't jump out of the water? Although honestly, these things were so fat and well fed, they probably couldn't have.
Now, okay, so. Moving forward with this story.
Yeah, sorry.
So we, the fan boat guy gets there, and he's like, "All right, guys, everybody can load up on the boat. There's actually plenty of room, so let's do this." And he opens up the gate, and the ladies that were in front of us with the child, they go before us, and one lady gets on the boat, and then she tried to hand the little boy over to get on the boat. Well, the little boy, there was a gap between the boat and the dock, so
like normal, like a normal sized boat to dock gap.
Yeah, and so the boy slipped and fell into the water, and immediately the fan boat rider looked around, saw bubbles, grabbed the kid by his hair, pulled him out of the fucking water, and threw him up on the dock. And the woman fucking flipped. She was like, "What the fuck? Why would you grab him like that?" And he's like, "Ma'am, calm the fuck down. Do you see those bubbles? You see them right there?" And all of a sudden, here comes the gator they called Meanie. Mm-hmm. She fucking pops up out of the water, and he goes, "That's why. She thinks I'm feeding right now. I had to do what I had to do." And fucking, so she calmed down afterwards. She was like, okay, you're right. I just overreacted. And he's like, "Look,
Hey, adrenaline gets everybody.
Oh yeah, because Meanie was gotten out during Hurricane Katrina, but
and they just haven't been able to wrangle her back up, so they just let her stay out there.
Yeah, she stays right there by the dock. She gets fed chickens all the time, but she's also still a wild animal. Mm-hmm. So we go out on the fan boat ride. You decided that you wanted to sit on the edge, and I'm like, baby, no, let me sit on the edge.
I wanted to see more, and I was not giving in on this one. Okay.
You did.
I wasn't able to hold the crocodile because I was pregnant. I wasn't able to do this and that on the ship because I was pregnant. I wasn't able to go out to the ocean because I was pregnant. I was sitting on the damn side of the boat, goddammit. I was getting to see the crocodilians.
Yeah, so they're alligators. But...
Alligators, whatever.
So, yeah, you sat on this side of the boat and all, and then we go out and he comes to a stop and starts throwing out marshmallows and shit, trying to entice him, doing baby gator calls and shit like that. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, yep, we got one out here that she's big. She's a big boy. And fucking all of a sudden you just see right next to you. I mean, her head was
the whole body.
Yeah, just like a log that fucking hit the water for the first time and came popping right back up. Yeah. Like it just whoop. And I mean, this thing was at least 9 foot. Like it was big. And and her head was right there by you, and I freaked the fuck out. I'm like, oh shit, like pulling you, trying to get you away from the edge and shit. And
I'm just like, I'm fine. And even the boat driver was just like, she's fine, just don't put your hands over the side, you're good.
Yeah, and so it was, that was my irrational fear that gator was going to take you, and I was like, oh god.
After watching that kid fall in the water, I get it.
Yeah, yeah. But that was our gator story, man. And it was so much fun. And the next year, those guys, the same guys that we went to, were on TV as the Gator Boys.
Yeah, the gremlin underneath the bridge. That was my favorite gator.
Oh yeah,
the little 1-year-old underneath that only would be under the bridge. Mm-hmm. So fun. I got to throw marshmallows to that one. Mm-hmm. Awesome. Best day of my life.
Do you remember that big one that came flopping out of the fucking water when we got back?
Yes. When he had missing hand, he had a missing arm.
Yeah.
He looked like he had diabetes.
He fucking come flopping out, and every time he'd pick himself up, he would move a little bit and flop down, and then redo it again because how big he was.
He was a fat boy.
He was a fat.
He had a big fat ring around his neck and everything. He was way too big for himself.
Yeah, he looked like the alligator from Princess and the Frog.
Oh my god, yeah. He did.
Yeah, he looked just like him. But yeah, man, that was an irrational fear. I shouldn't have thought of that, but it is what it is. I mean, I can't even go outside really without thinking of something bad, but usually whenever it turns out good, I'm happy. You got any more irrational fears or any childhood trauma or anything like that you would like to talk about?
No.
All right.
I don't think I have a lot of irrational things. I'm not really scared of too much.
Aren't you afraid of drowning?
Yeah, but that's not irrational. A lot of people are scared of drowning.
You take a sip out of the wrong cup and you think you drowned.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, I was gonna say something about going cage diving with sharks would conquer 3 different fears for you.
Yeah. Claustrophobia.
Sharks, claustrophobia, and drowning.
Yeah. That would conquer 3 of them.
Or kill you.
Or kill me.
You'd have a fucking panic attack and die.
Yeah. Especially if the shark came from underneath the cage.
You have panic attacks when you go to bed.
I do, but don't attack shame me.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
I do have anxiety attacks whenever I go to bed, and they'll just hit out of the blue. It's so weird.
It's not out of the blue. It's like when you go to lay down.
Yeah, but I mean, I could be laying down and just be just fine, and all of a sudden, just nope, can't.
Yep, gotta get it.
So, other than that, guys, if you guys have any irrational fears or any really good fears that you're just like, man, all right.
Rational ones.
Yeah, leave us a comment down below of which one or which to you and how they affect you, and if you really want to give us a good story.
Yeah, tell me how you died in a previous life. Don't roll your eyes at me.
And if you would like to leave a little bit more in depth of those fears and all that kind of stuff, leave us an email at thecollingcouplepod@pod.com. gmail.com, and we would love to hear from you. Other than that, we are done with this. I am ready to go back to relaxing on my only day off this week. So
yeah, you had to work on your day off, motherfucker.
I know, right? But making that money.
Yeah, I got a raise.
Nice. But I've got I only worked yesterday so I could be able to afford to take you out dancing. So, yeah, can't wait to do that. Other than that, guys, enjoy your life. Enjoy this new year. Make it the best you fucking can. Enjoy every little second of it because you know what? Each day is your possibly last. So dress in your Sunday best whenever you get to and take it day by day. Grab life by the horns and jerk it off.
Oh my God.